Oh, what do you want first?
Just play us in, whatever you want.
Just be
But
creative.
you've already started.
So from now on, we can't say his name, so he's now Cheza or the C-Dawg.
Oh yeah, reload it,
No, it's fine. I
No.
pressed the button before.
Reload.
Oh, fuck me.
Because you're just gonna have to cut it out anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna sound us in on these mics that don't work. That was a good intro. Welcome to the Basho podcast.
Thank you, man. I try to keep it light.
It's already got mudded. That was a rendition of the intro from C-Dawg.
C-Dawg here. I'm glad to be here. I'm grateful for this opportunity.
You've travelled a long way.
I've travelled 2 flights.
2 flights?
Two flights?
Just stopped.
2 flights of stairs.
What 2 flights have you travelled?
The 2 flights of stairs.
2 flights of stairs?
You just
It's
stopped on the
actually only
Pacific.
one.
No, he's on the middle floor.
It's only one.
How's Ohio this time of year?
Ohio. Funny story, actually. I was born in Ohio. I was...
Is that actually true, or is that something you just told people at
No. I was brought up in Columbus. That's where the accent comes from. So it's a bit mixed
We've
with
got the
the...
school now.
It's a bit mixed with the UK accent, because I've been here, obviously, since... secondary school.
I've been here.
Disappeared at the end now.
Yeah, as I said, it's a bit on edge.
Can you keep this up for an hour?
Huh?
Let's see.
This is just me.
This is just me.
Speaking from people from Ohio, at work, they brought in some people from Ohio to have a look around. And they're like, oh, we're from like Ohio State, we're just here to like look and see what you guys do.
What, provide free
Watch
healthcare?
you watch someone else do their job.
Just no, yeah, effectively. And
Provide free healthcare.
pretty much. And this
Must have been mind blowing.
this guy comes, he's like, oh, hi, I'm Kevin. Right, we're all instantly composed. Like, hi, I'm Ryan. Hi, I'm whatever. The rest of the team, everyone's shaking hands. We're all like showing him really professionally. Then they bring in this sort of like 5'11", willowy, tall, really pretty blonde Mormon-looking girl. She's like, hi, my name's Ava. Everyone stumbles, can't get a word out. Like, yeah, I'm Ryan. Hi. At one point, hands on the dossier. He goes, that's what we do. And she's got like a fucking inch thick binder of stuff. It's like, cool. Yeah, so we all just fumbled. Just like, yeah.
So you're practically Queen C came to nothing.
Queen C is no longer the apple of my eye. I'm on to Queen S now.
Who's
Queen
Queen
You've
S?
never met Queen S?
Queen S is I haven't met Queen S. Queen S is Dennis's best friend.
Oh,
Down.
sorry.
No, there's several Queen S's.
No, we had Princess
Oh, that's
S.
Princess
That's Princess S.
S.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
that's Princess S.
Princess S is having a real rough time. She might be, a vulnerable woman is often an easier one to obtain.
Are you
I'm not saying words.
No, I'm allowed
are
to
you
say that.
advocating to take advantage of
Vulnerable young women.
I'm making an objective statement.
Violence against women and girls.
No.
Shout out.
When did I say violent? I said you can be really nice to her.
I'll be super
She would
nice
be
to
more
her.
open to it.
I'll be heroically nice. Matt, you may or may not need to even hold the mic.
Yeah, I know. These are for comedic effect, right?
Effectively, yeah. £90 worth of equipment that does not work.
No, it
No,
is
you just need to
working.
figure out how it works.
I need to do some testing because it works on my PC. I might need some software actually. Now that I look at it, I might need some branded software.
So you got software on your PC?
Yeah.
Why didn't you? Right.
Let's look
Why not record this in your room?
because
we don't fit in this room.
everyone will snap.
There's one
He
thing
Everyone.
there.
doesn't like people in his room because
Well-
he's scared of people.
I'm not scared of people, but everyone snuggled in my room would be a bit awkward.
Were you playing Flight Simulator earlier?
Was I shouting?
No, Flight Simulator.
No.
And yes, you were.
I was shouting. I was playing Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost though quite a bit, but I crushed with dry bones.
Oh,
I've
dry
completed.
bones
I've got
is
I've got a goal in at least every cup. I'm now going for 3 stars.
What's 3 stars?
You're poor digger.
What CC are you doing?
So it's 150cc mirror track. This is
150?
He's unlocked a mirror
One
track.
video.
yeah, mirror track. So you go reverse.
Is it not 200?
No, because only Mario Kart DS. There's no 200. There was 200 on
On the Wii.
Wii, yeah.
Oh.
Because then you could do bikes on the Wii as well, and the bikes would be super broken because they could have like inside drift. They have like crazy maneuverability. Sorry, this is.
You're honestly so cool.
I am the coolest guy here, guys, with my little podcast.
With microphones.
This episode is episode 3. We were meant to be joined by
This was episode 4, no?
This was meant to be episode. Well, the lost episode of us being drunk, which
What
is
do you
now.
mean lost?
Well, it's not lost, but it's done. What was it going to be called?
Drunk in love.
Drunk in Love. Drunken Love is under heavy editing for good reason.
I think at the end of uni, just fucking post it because, like, at that point, you're not going to see any of the people you mentioned again.
It's not a bad point.
No names are mentioned at any point.
Yeah, it's not like we
But
just
you can-
shit talk Spider for about 45 minutes.
There's some
We
decoding
did that in episode
possibility.
Yeah, we shit talked 2 days in a row. Which I actually do want to message her, yeah.
What? You're gonna
I
for the
might-
game show?
I might message her, just be like,
The
no,
game
the
show,
game
that
show's-
would be wild.
The game show is long since dead, looking at the timelines.
What? Oh,
The wedding's in like a month.
Yeah.
getting it quick then.
No, because I'm away for 2 weeks, so the game show's definitely
Oh.
dead.
We're in the game show with
Because it's 2 weeks and then it's back and I've got to cram in work
I'm
for
gonna have to go to the wedding with a random Plymouth girl.
tragedies, I know. But
What's Ava's ability looking like?
Who?
Ava?
Ohio Mormon
Oh,
girl.
the Ohio woman girl. I'm
Oh.
assuming she's gone. Apparently they're spending like 10 days here and they're going to do some time in London.
She's not
sightseeing
gone.
and stuff.
She's not gone.
What, Chase Arthur?
No, she's my childhood friend, bro.
Fuck off.
She said she was staying a few more days in. Oh shit! Was I supposed to say that?
Plymouth.
I can stay. I can stay. It doesn't matter. I'll keep that out. It's fine. But so episode 3 was meant to be the Holy Trinity of the Mass.
It was.
And I was
deeply
betrayed.
apologise.
Terribly betrayed.
Yeah, they're rather silly.
Yeah. How was the night then?
It was a good night. We went down to the I don't know what's that street with all the pubs in Bristol.
I know. Yeah.
I know where you are.
Yeah. We basically spent most of the night there.
Okay.
Aside from a little venture to go get some fish and chips.
Sick. But you didn't go clubbing.
No, they're not really. Oh, actually, we did end up in the club. I do lie.
What club?
Oh, bro, I don't know. 10 pints of them.
What are the mats like at clubbing?
They're terrible. None of them can dance.
So if you're
Can you
10 pints in
dance?
and you don't, if you're 10 pints in and you don't know where you are, who knows where they are in that trio?
Surely Matt Father.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't drink as much as they had that night.
Got
So
the
you were the
kids.
least drunk and
Yeah.
you didn't know where you were.
That's why he's Matt
Oh, I
Father.
didn't
He's
really-
omniscient. He knows where they are. He's autonomous.
I'm just trying to understand, like, from a safety point of view, like, who's the one where it's like, shit hits the fan, we're gonna...
I knew where I was, I just can't really remember the name of the club.
Wasn't
I wasn't that impressed by it. Didn't exactly.
Did
Not
did
just up to my
anyone
note it
brain.
down?
Did anyone pull?
Oh no.
No. Okay.
Not even close.
This is boys' night.
No, well,
Come back to my
Oh.
hotel
Oh,
with
I
the
know, I
3
know.
Wow.
boys.
That's what I'm
3
saying.
boys.
just saying, I had
Just
the single bed, the only room.
Single bed. When did you
Myself.
share the bed? Wasn't.
No, not with me. At my own
I
room.
thought one
You
of
had your
the.
own room.
I
I thought-
did.
I thought E-Dog or H-Dog was coming.
You remember H-Dog?
Yeah.
Oh, H-Dog? Nah, he bailed. No
Okay.
money.
Shocker.
I know. Terrible.
I just put the first letter of someone's name in front of the word dogs, and that way Matt will instantly know.
Be like you, C-Dawg.
Yeah.
No, but C-DAWG's my actual name.
C-Dogs is actually
It's
government
on his
name.
birth
birth
certificate.
It was
certificate.
given
What's your-
by my mom.
What's your
T-Dawg.
surname then? T-Dog.
Dawg as in D-A-W-G.
Yeah.
How else you spell dog?
no,
Come on, man.
So you were in a single bed, but you didn't think to pull, even so.
I don't have those.
Maybe
things.
thought to put.
I matched with a girl on Hinge who went clubbing on her own the other day.
You did. Tell us
Yeah.
more.
Wait, she told you that?
She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go clubbing on my own tonight." And I thought, what a fucking bizarre thing
What
to
an
do.
interesting way to pass
What's
the
that? What's
time.
that? No,
One
an invite?
interesting way to tell your Hinge match that you're going to go and get with someone else.
Effectively, yeah, what a tough thing to do. But yeah, my Hinge ELO score is now leveled out to where it's meant to be.
Wait, what's that?
So, from what I know, Hinge like matches you with who they think your level is on.
Level as in
As in,
What?
like, so
activity on Hinge.
so Hinge rates you based on how many likes you get and
Like how
like, how many
attractive
people
you
like scroll through your
Oh, okay,
profile
okay,
and whatnot, and then it balances you out. So after a couple of days, Hinge will be like, "Yeah, you're here in the system." So initially, you get really gorgeous people coming through, and then pretty fucking soon, some true monstrosities come out, and it's a good way to judge sort of where this algorithm thinks you fit in society based on what you get given.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, it's quite harrowing.
So, it's good ones, few and far between or not at all?
Yeah, few and far between to me.
Okay.
I did see Matt's future wife on there though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please send me up. shout out.
Elaborate.
Everything to do with cycling.
Oh,
There you go.
Sweatback helmet, spandex uniform.
What, on the Hinge?
Not spandex.
On the
okay.
Hinge, yeah. It was like, oh, I'd love to go do
Lycra
cycling.
on the Hinge is so great.
Lycra on the Hinge.
Got my
I
heart,
thought
that's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, she's
she's the
looking
one.
for a certain kind of man if she's
She's the
going
one
like
for the
on
shaman.
him.
She might embarrass you though, Matt.
Yeah,
I'm
what
all
if
fine with that. If she wants to beat me up and hell on the bike, can I get a rear view? I'm fine with that.
Because
That's
one
insane.
of the guys I worked with last year was very adamant that he would not want to be dominated by a woman in the fitness
Dominated
department.
by in the fitness
And
department.
he was like, I would never date a girl
Fucking
that can
elsewhere's
run a
okay for
faster
me.
5k than me. That was his
You could have run
absolute-
5k.
No, I know. But that was his absolute like, bottom line.
For the upcoming marathon, can you please crush everyone that we know? I'm relying on you to go 4:10.
Everyone that we know.
Yeah.
What you mean, Queen T?
Yeah. Well,
Well, she did just break her leg.
fuck it. Who cares?
So Matt probably will be.
Matt,
I
break
did
leg, you
also
should go
have
fast.
a foot injury.
Aim for the weak
so-
foot.
Aim for the weak foot.
Fucking do it around.
Do we know what round she's going to start?
Fuck
No,
knows.
text
As if we
her.
put that much care into it.
No, text her and say, I'm
For
coming
now.
to watch.
Which I wonder how many abusive relationships go on at uni.
A year?
Yeah. Like, how many domestic violences are there in halls?
Less than you would think because there's too many people watching.
Interesting.
Like,
you can't have a
the whole
screaming-
behind closed doors thing is like less of a thing. When you've got like, you have to share a kitchen.
Yeah, it does. You can't bat someone
when
for
you
cooking
have
their own meal
Where's
once.
Next Door.
Like someone like playing mad music is just like going to ruin
That's
it.
ruined me.
I was next to the pianist for one of the churches in Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. He was.
So you would always just be
I always
tinkling the
just had. I'd
eyebrows.
just be like.
It must have been really good.
He was very, very talented, but it was just at the most random times in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. and he thinks, yeah, I'm going to bust out right now.
Musicians are always like that, they're always
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
He was also crazy racist as well. Bit shocking on me, yeah.
Shout out.
And now he's dating an Indian girl, so that's kind of funny.
Wow, what character arc.
I know.
Maybe God cured him.
Well, he was religious, so the Lord may have given him a Desi babe to just. Which also, I think. What's he called? There's a new fucking trend on TikTok about fucking Desi women.
Sorry.
So there's
I think we're on different sides of TikTok.
there's like a city or a thing of like some place in India, like DESI or something. And the women from there on the TikTok are all just the most gorgeous women I've ever seen. Could be wrong.
But you've.
Yeah, but that's your type.
I mean, what's your song? Yeah, that is
Right.
your type.
I don't fucking deny
It's
it.
really interesting because your type is blondes and Indian women,
Yeah.
which is kind
I'm a
of, but
diverse
nothing
man.
in between.
No, nothing in between. Nothing in between.
How do you feel about a blonde Indian woman?
Never come across one.
No, but that might change your life.
That might be a revolutionary new thing. That might be a heroic play.
An Indian with bleached hair. Because every blonde you've ever fancied is probably a fake blonde anyway. Almost
Actually,
all
no.
of them are.
Well, every blonde I've ever fancied is a fake blonde, but the two blondes I dated, they were definitely real blondes.
Really? There's not many of them about.
No, they're rare. They're a dying breed.
But boys assume that many fake blondes are
We
real.
are easily fooled.
So,
Would you ever go blonde?
absolutely not.
Please don't.
No, I would look horrible.
I don't think guys care if it's fake.
No, I don't
No.
think they do. But I'm just like when I always ask a boy about, do you think I had sun? They're like, no, and I'm like, how can you not see the dark roots? I just think I'm not gonna wash my teeth at 6 a.m.
That's half ass.
And I was just freezing cold eating my breakfast because for some reason the door was wide open
Door
at
had to
6
be open.
a.m.
Door had to be open because cold air means clean. It's like those minty fresh, like how it feels to chew five gum.
Don't worry.
It's just like a clean front room. Shit, Dennis.
But then it's like, how are you going to be like, it's only clean when the door's wide open and there's air in it, and then stick black bags on the window so that there's no light in the room, like the
So we
same
can
person.
watch films. My bad, guys. I think Dennis and the Spider were very similar in their characteristics. That's why I think they should become
That's why
friends
they
again.
clashed.
That's why they should become friends again. My goal is to message the Spider
What, make them friends?
and reunite them. Yeah,
Oh, wow. You're the one weaving webs right now.
exactly. I'm like, what's a good spider? Is there any types of good spider?
Black Widow.
That's a very
That's the
tough
most venomous
character.
spider there is.
That's a Marvel character, like you said.
Your accent nearly slipped there.
Would you? My accent is just my accent. It can't slip.
How nervous are you that this is going to go out and you're going to be on it?
Why would I be nervous?
Because of the accident.
What do you mean?
Before this started, you sat down and went, "Don't talk about anything in my personal life."
Yeah, because I'm not trying to be put on blast on the internet.
Interesting.
Whereas mine doesn't give a fuck.
No, at this point, there's so much out there.
When I get married one day, I don't want this to be playing back at the wedding.
Well, would
If any of us are there, it
it's
will
your
be.
wedding, and then go, yeah, C-Dawg, it's been 7 years since you did this show, but we're going to bring it out right now for your wedding.
That's what I'm worried about.
No, bro, that wouldn't
You
happen.
think you're going to be married in 7 years?
7 years.
Would you invite
How old
4 of
am
us
I
to your
now?
wedding?
How old am I now? 47.
I'm not 47.
But you're gonna know. You're
So
gonna
how-
lie. No,
yeah,
I was a
Alright,
guess. I
let's
was
just,
like,
let's just
are
give
you
you a
gonna lie
ballpark.
about your age, or are you
Let me
just?
You gonna lie about your age in the show?
That was my.
I reckon I could be married in 7 years.
Do you think you'll be married in 7 years?
Fuck no.
Whoa.
When will you guys get married? That's a.
I was told very early on that my friend asked him, and he said 10 to 12 years.
12 years.
And I thought the to 12 was harsh because you can just
10 years. A
that can be
decade.
inferred.
Yeah.
The to 12 can be inferred.
I don't remember this conversation.
Yeah, Jess.
Deny.
Jess said to you, if you got with someone when you were 17, how long do you think it would be until you got married to them? Like, it's a hypothetical,
Right.
but it's an age hypothetical.
Okay.
And you said 10 to 12.
10 years from 17 is feeling not that long away.
Well, that's only 27, 29.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels-
You went to the working world in what, 2 years?
yeah.
Near enough. A few years after that, married.
Oof.
But you have kids?
Well, eventually.
Well, I'm
yeah.
27.
Yeah.
That's too
No?
early.
Nah.
You have a, what, 30 onwards?
Yeah, but even that is early.
I'm mid 30s.
30s, 30, like early.
30 dead is young.
30s early for you.
My mum had me at 33.
Okay. So would you go 33?
Yeah, but I would feel like that's like lower boundary.
Really? Even 33?
Whoa, above 33? That might be a geriatric pregnancy. You've got to be careful.
No, well,
No, that's
you're
like
right.
40.
You are right. I am gonna end up in that pickle.
Yeah.
I can almost certainly predict that for my future.
So only one kid?
No,
Well, I mean, if you leave it late
Whoa.
for the first one.
From, what, 35 onwards to go kid back to back is
Yeah,
crazy.
I think that is the optimum though. If you're gonna have multiple kids, you've just gotta,
But would you rather have twins?
because then you get out of the way.
Yeah, but you don't
No,
quite get
how-
to make
you
that
can't
decision,
really
do
choose
you?
but-
that.
That's
Would you
nuts. To be 35 and have kids back to back to back, your body will never recover.
No,
I'd rather
I
not have
would. By the
twins.
way, I would only have two.
2. Okay, 2's not that bad.
I think
Reasonably do it in 3 years.
I would
Feasible.
quite like to have twins. Yeah,
They don't have to be identical. They can be like.
I think
A
non-identical
boy and a
twins is
girl.
ideal
Would you
because then
want?
you take 1 year maternity leave,
Yeah.
2 years of lost sleep ish.
Yeah, but 2 kids is crazy.
It is double the
I
work.
mean, 1 kid is. I mean, we couldn't handle a Dennis in the house, let alone 2 kids. Dennis and a spider together.
Yeah, but when kids are one, like, they do sleep for 13 hours a day.
Yeah, but they also shit for the other.
Yeah, but like if Dennis slept for 13 hours a day, it would have been easier.
No, it's a shame Dennis slept for exactly 2 hours a day. I mean, it's like ready. The spider slept quite a bit though, I think. I never
Okay, stalker.
I mean, I had a beeline straight from my room. My curtains were always closed because it was so uncomfortable that I could just look out my window and just like
See.
it was so bizarre.
Where's
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, beat that.
That'll be fine.
You're not supposed to use my name either.
What?
Fuck, it's supposed to be the robot, isn't it?
Oh, you don't give a fuck about that.
What?
You better give a fuck about it because it spent hours editing your name out from each section. Do
Amazing.
you know how long it takes to like fucking cut, blend,
Well, just
and
cut all of
volume,
that
increase the
then.
volume?
Just cut what I said. It wasn't even that funny.
I want to keep in everything, guys. I'm not cutting a single thing. We said nothing bad.
You cut out a whole episode already.
Yeah, because it was fucking atrocious.
But you were
What's the
good the
lost
whole
tapers and the
night.
bloopers?
I'd like to
The
see
whole
some raw
night.
footage.
You were like, oh, we got to do one when drunk. It'll be funny.
It was
turns
hilarious.
As it turns out, doing it is brilliant. But listening back to it, it's like, oh, that's not funny at all. That's just me going like, "This is gonna get cut. I'm in love with Queen C. I need to be with Queen C. She's the one. I'm telling you, she might be the one. I fumbled it, but she might be the one."
But
You say that quite a lot, and even
I
when
claim
sober.
everyone's the one, yeah.
Exactly.
Until I get to the one. Again, cast a big wide net.
Don't you think the one will be quite offended when she finds out that everyone else was the one?
Wow, what she doesn't know.
No,
right
because
now,
after the one, do you know what's after the one?
The two.
I was going to say the next one, but yeah, the two.
That's even worse.
So you don't think you'll ever find the love of your life?
I don't think you find the love of your life. I think you build the love of your life with someone.
It's
Amen.
got deep.
Yeah, preach.
I actually don't agree with that, but
Yeah.
So
Love's not found, it's built, guys. Over many years of connect. It's a choice. That's part of my speech at Callum. Brother's wedding.
Oh yeah,
You
best
were
man's
saying-
speech.
wait, are you?
You've written it.
Well, I have parts of it.
How long are you?
My mum's
planning
doing My mum's doing a. How close are we to the end? Oh, we got plenty of time. My mum's doing a dramatic reading of a passage
poem.
from his book.
Whose book?
One of his favourite books, His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah.
My mum's doing a dramatic reading from that
I thought you
I think
meant
your
like
mum will
one of
cry
his.
now.
Why?
because he asked her to,
Oh, okay.
and obviously he didn't ask me because I would have bullied him.
Yeah.
But I might give a speech. Who knows?
No, you definitely. Best
You're
man
the
does
best
give a
man.
speech.
Yeah.
I'm not the best man anymore.
What do you mean anymore?
The concept of best manhood is gone from his wedding.
Oh,
I'm holding that title. And you know what I get now? I get the usher. I'm the usher putting
Usher.
people in their seats.
And who
People
is that the wife's fault?
No. The wife's actually chill.
Oh right.
She doesn't have any bridesmaids either.
It would just be like, yeah.
Why? What's with this?
They don't want.
My
It's a
parents did this.
very, very like gentle wedding. They're only like what we go at 4 and then we're done at midnight. Like it's not a whole day thing. It's not a big thing. We're only there at the actual reception part for maybe 2 hours.
All right.
Yeah.
People make too big a deal of it these days.
I don't think I'd ever get married.
What?
Yeah, the financial risk is crazy.
The
What do you mean
financial
risk?
reward is crazy.
Yeah, but the risk is nuts.
Share that tax evasion. Yes.
Yeah, but
No, in fact, optimally and rationally, people would only ever get married after the age of 67
Why?
because you can then basically benefit from the state pension, which you can only get up to 67.
What
And
about a
then-
mortgage?
Yeah, you can get a mortgage really easy if you're married, but it doesn't make that much difference as much as it used to anymore. But if you die, like you're so much better off if you're married. If you're married to your partner, like your partner's so much more better off. So really, people should
So-
rationally get married a lot later than they
so what I should do is I should stay with someone, and if we've made it together to 67, then get married.
Yeah.
And then if I or if
Just
I
hope
get,
you don't die before that.
or if I die really quickly. My funeral's going to be sick, guys. I've planned it all out already.
You've planned your own funeral.
I have a will,
Is it going to be like
a dossier of my life.
dossier.
you don't have, do you? You don't have a will.
I have a piece in writing of what I want to happen
Okay,
after I
that's
die.
not a will.
It's not like a legally binding will. No. What are they going to get?
Who's,
So wait,
who's getting the podcast and the equipment?
Yeah, who's getting the £90 mics?
Who gets the rights to the bash show?
What I'll do is I'll record a game show
Of your death.
of my deathbed. I'll be on my deathbed. You guys will be round the bed. I'll be like, right, I'm at 2 points, and then phase off into death.
And then Matt gets the mics.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So this will of yours, just so I can understand, is it like in percentage terms? So if you get a hell of a lot richer in the future?
No. It's for if I die in the immediate of who gets what of my belongings.
Okay.
Do you update it every
Interesting.
time you buy something? Or
No, like between there's like general categories of like between like family, like parental figures and family members.
Okay, so most people that are like in their 40s are told like you need to write a will, and they're like, I'm too sad about the thought of dying to write a will, whereas you just
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
What do you have?
Nothing.
yeah, that you're speaking,
like,
but you
who's
have
getting the
millions to
PC?
give.
My little brother instantly.
Oh.
He'll get the PC.
And the Switch.
Yes.
And yes.
C-Dawg gets the pull-up bar.
C-Dawg, you might get my pull-up bar. Yeah, mum has no need for it in the back garden.
Who gets the cat?
Oh, cats are at mum's anyway
No, true.
Yeah.
So what? Their mum.
because Ace is my pet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got it all ready to go.
So have you sat down there, like how much thought are you putting into this?
Quite a bit, to be
Because
fair.
I would get really sad thinking
No, because I'm like, like if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, then people get to have my clothes. People get
Yeah, I don't think it's that
Like my
sad
shit.
at all, really. It's just
someone
the
can,
reality
someone's
of it.
got access to there's all my passwords are on there. So if someone needs to go through and like run through everything and be like, okay, that's access to that to get all photos of OneDrive and things like that. Then it's all there.
Because there's billions and billions of pounds in bank accounts where people just died and no one can access it.
Sick. I wish we could just.
Well, they empty them
No,
after.
after a bit, they empty them and then they go to charity. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a nice thing to do. We should start a charity.
And
What with the proceeds from this?
Yeah. No, not from this.
Just
But
partner with every bank.
we're a charity, and
so
then
we are doing something good.
yeah, and then we'll just skim it off the top.
I mean, it's
I think that's going to be fun.
that is basically what banks do, by the way.
Yeah.
Just like you haven't come up with that idea. Like that is what banks.
How hard would it just be to start a bank or an independent bank?
Bank of
Very
Dave.
hard.
Bank of Dave.
Good movie, that.
You know,
Oh, you know,
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to. I didn't know it was called Bank of Dave though.
It's literally called Bank of
Bank of Dave.
C-DAWGs,
it's
what bank do you
really
bank with
hard.
in America?
Chase. They've got the best interest rates.
that was really
Yeah.
English.
Huh? Well, I told you. I've lived in the UK. It comes and goes.
So yeah, that's what the banks do. They basically, but so funny. My grandma got a letter from Barclays that was definitely a like, "Are you dead?" letter. Like
Fuck.
because I think they just like had her recorded age, like she's in her 80s, and she hadn't like interacted with the bank account for like 5 years, just because she had a different bank account as well.
Yeah.
So they sent her a letter that was like, "You need to reply this. These are all the different methods to reply," but like there was no reason for the letter. So I was like, "This is definitely are you dead?" letter.
Damn, pilfering accounts.
And she was like, "This is really, I'm getting to that age," and I was like, "No."
Do people in their 80s do speed dating?
Are you interested in dating an 80-year-old?
Fucking for the bag, yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen
There
Lily
is, like-
Phillips?
Lily Phillips doing what? Going
And
to
all-
pensioners.
She went to an
Yeah.
old people's home.
Fucking pensioners is
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I want to give you the ride of your life, and he's there in a wheelchair, like.
Oh,
old
God.
man penis must be really fucking bad. Because my granddad recently, I say recently.
Please don't talk about your granddad.
What a segue.
No. So my granddad, we'll come back to the speed dating, but my granddad, his wife of many years died, and so he started seeing the next door neighbour's mum,
Classic.
right?
Ooh.
Nice and local.
and she's quite a diminutive woman, and she's got like really long, big toenails, like a fucking raptor
How do you
claw.
know what her
Sorry,
toenails look
because she
like?
came to a family event in sandals in the winter. She's always in sandals or slippers.
Barefoot.
To my
Huge
dad's
red
to my
flag.
dad's wedding, she wore a big coat, and underneath she had leggings and like a wolf top on.
Oh, she was that
Oh,
one.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So long toenails.
So she had long toenails, and my granddad was talking about becoming an active man again, right?
To you
Just to everyone.
at the wedding.
Yeah, he was talking not at the wedding, but like just to everyone. Obviously, that him and his partner's time being together. So like, my uncle's in the car with him. I think is how the story goes. And he was like, "Well, I'm having a bit of trouble down there, but there are other ways to please a woman." And then quoted,
That's not okay.
and then did the noise.
Oh
No!
my God.
Yeah, right. And then I can't remember if he was talking to my cousin or my brother, but he was like, 25 milligrams doesn't do a work, 50 milligrams doesn't lift an eye or something, 75 gets me half mast, but 100 milligrams and I'm away.
That's a
Oh
lot.
Bearing in
god.
mind, like
That's a lot.
he's got heart problems, and so he's taking like vasoconstrictors and vaso-openers. So his veins must be like fucking popping open because he goes at least, I've heard, fucking 3 times a week to go to the pharmacy.
What?
Yeah, he fucks.
But you could definitely get Viagra in bulk.
I don't think he's the bulk carrying kind of man.
No.
I think he likes to trip out, I think.
Oh, right. He likes to look the pharmacist in the eyes and say,
Yeah,
"I
this
need
time's
some
fucking-
Viagra."
It's not just hi again. Same as you.
Well, he's weirdly quite historically open because when he once had surgery and he needed a thing done, like a stent in his leg, he said clot. And so he was just like, obviously my father's there and like his, the rest of the family are there. And he's like, oh yeah, they did surgery here. And just like pulled up his fucking bed thing so his little bird was out.
Oh
just
god.
like, yeah, just old man bird out, just in the nest.
Oh god. Saggy ball sack.
So he's quite liberated. So based on him, I'm wondering if old people do go like speed dating because apparently
So
old
I
people
think
fuck.
I think there is speed dating for widows, like on either side.
Damn.
Like, so if your partner's died in like their 60s.
I've heard that old people's home like
rampant. Yeah, I've heard old people homes apparently have more STD cases than university halls in some places. Like those, those like resorts for old people.
But that's not old people's home. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But when they all like live in like fancy caravans, it's not a
Yeah.
caravan. It's like a fancy caravan.
That makes me worried because my godparents are in fancy caravans now.
Yeah.
What's a fancy caravan? You mean like?
Like
It's like
static.
static caravan
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
cared for and stuff like that.
They just live on these like, parks.
I tried to get me and C-Dawg to go speak with him, but he said he wouldn't do it.
Oh, it's not
Why
on
would
my
you
You
internet.
picked your outfit out and everything.
I did
Yeah.
pick an outfit out.
Yeah.
You
picked
did.
an
You
outfit
said
out.
black shirt, black trousers.
Oh yes, I did. That's
Exactly.
not
Yeah,
bad.
you did.
But that's what I would go.
Are you going to wear that to casino night?
Casino night.
Yeah, we are going to do casino night.
When's that?
So after I get back from my 2 weeks away,
No,
we're going to book a night. Have you not had casino night plan?
I've not heard.
So the casino night plan is we're all going to get dressed up and we're going to go to the
We're the
casino
boys.
because the boys are going to get dressed up.
Never voted.
Rebecca doesn't want to participate in this. We're going to get dressed up, go to the casino in Bristol, and just spend. So we're going to drink and get shit faced here to save money, and then the money that we would have spent,
Spend it all
and
on
then
gambling.
the money that we would have spent on drinks, we then go and gamble with.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
I'm down.
C-Dawg wants to go to these ultra high
£50 minimum bet, but that's
luxury
because he's an addict.
establishments.
How are you going on Will Hill?
I'm
How's your
retired
mate?
from Will Hill.
Retired.
I
So
took
what-
too much
Well,
money
you
from
and
them.
Will.
Took too much money from them.
Yeah.
Took
I
too much
took-
money from Will. and
Took
is now
bands
that.
upon bands.
Apparently that is the thing. Like on these betting apps, if you do really well, they just ban you.
They
Yeah,
do.
they did.
Yeah.
So you banned.
I'm banned on Paddy Power.
What did Jono? Jono sent me something earlier today about like being able to fucking get a minimum bet or something. What did he send me?
Who?
So from the old podcast, Jono sent forward today about there's a minimum bet opening on something, and you can get like fucking what's this? Yeah, so apparently on was it Bet Slip or something? You get
Sounds
like
a fake website.
you get like £30 free and then like 100 spins. So who knows?
So you think I might win?
No, but that inspired me to want to do casino night. 'Cause
I think
that'd
you
be
should
really
do
fun.
it, but
To
I
all get
think
dressed
you
up
will
and
all
go.
lose your money.
Yeah, but that would be fun of it. A £1 bet would just be sick. To just do like
Mm.
20 games on a
No,
£1
what's
bet.
the minimum bet? It's definitely not
It'll
pound.
be at least.
We're going to go to a dog shit casino. That's what it's going to be.
But,
I want to play blackjack with an absolute dog.
But we're dressing up right.
Yeah.
We're going
The bit
Yeah,
is
the
that we're
whole
dressed nicely.
damn right.
And
That's
if,
hilarious.
and if casino sucks, then we'll just carry on drinking in Bristol.
Some circum so down.
But then you have to get back
That's fine. We'll go on train. We'll get on the.
We'll split an Uber.
for
we'll
the
get the bus.
5 a.m. train.
We'll get the bus.
That's a non-issue.
We'll split the Uber.
We'll run. You guys are doing a marathon.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fine.
Hey, I've
26K.
done it before, bro.
Yeah.
26K.
Easy.
It's light work. Have you actually ran from here to Bristol?
Yeah, I did that. That's how I injured my foot.
Fucking yeah, fair
I
enough.
ran from here to Temple Meads. And I got Nando's in Cabot Circus.
Fair enough.
It's a good motive. Until
Are you
I'm
ready for the marathon upcoming?
ready?
It's a half marathon.
That's a half marathon. How
Well,
long?
well.
How far is it?
Half the distance of a marathon.
Well, what's the average distance of a marathon?
Average distance.
Well, I don't really know. Is there a set?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's the whole shit.
26 miles.
So a marathon's 26 miles.
Yeah.
So a half marathon is
13 miles.
that
You have to
took you
think
too
about that.
long.
13 miles.
So it's 21.1k.
Interesting.
I didn't know about the point one.
Based on episode 1, if I could do a 7-minute mile, I could do that in someone did maths.
Well, you're assuming a lot there.
If I was optimal, if I was completely efficient at a 7-minute mile each time.
Then you could do it.
If you
Yeah, an
had
hour and a
3
half.
inhalers on you.
Yeah.
Then you could do it in almost an hour and a half exactly.
An hour and a half.
But
How are you guys going to do it? What do you think?
I'm going for 1 hour 50.
1 hour 50?
I am attempting to go for the 130 mile.
130?
I
The
know.
7-minute miles. That
You're going to
described.
attempt for a 7-minute mile the whole way.
I'm attempting.
Do you think you're going to achieve that?
I can hold it.
Okay. You
Um,
can hold it.
yeah. No.
This is why you're opposite me.
I could hold it for my 14, 15Ks.
Okay.
But or roughly. I am hoping the adrenaline carries me a little bit of the day.
It will carry you, but it might carry you too fast at the beginning. That's the risk.
I know. I've been warned about going too fast at the start. I've been told that the halfway point is really 15K. That's what I've got to worry about.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it.
At the last 5K, that's like
I blacked out last time I did it.
Blacked out.
Well, like, you just don't remember that bit. It's like childbirth, you know, you don't remember the pain.
What do you know about
but
childbirth?
Well, it's a thing. No, it is a thing that,
There are a
like,
few things you don't know.
I hope not.
but it is a thing, like, apparently you forget how painful it was, and therefore you have more children, and that's why humans are overpopulated.
I don't know, Mum, is that true? Let me know.
There's definitely something to be said for that. Otherwise, you know, for
Otherwise,
like
you just never do it again.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
I forget my meds at the time thinking, yeah, it won't be that bad, and it's that bad every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
I've climbed enough hills on my bike to think this was fucking.
You
shit.
might be a mountain girl, I think.
And I've done it
Based
again.
on our
Yeah,
trip-
to be fair.
You might be a mountain girl.
Yeah,
It was very
I-
embarrassing for me and Dennis.
Well, and also women have a significantly better pain tolerance.
That's
Ooh.
No, well, that is just.
In from the
Oh,
robot.
have you ever
robot
been
we-
kicked in the balls?
Right, firstly, being kicked in
Wait,
the balls is a complete...
Women will never understand that pain.
Right, being kicked in the balls, you have to be kicked in a specific way, because if the foot goes and most of the impact's put in the taint, you can survive it. Sometimes it hits the inner
That's
leg.
horrible.
when it feels like they're inside of you.
But when it hits both balls, and the sack just retreats instantly.
You think that is more painful than having a child?
I think for the
No, but the
time,
frequency of
for the
events.
time, if
How many times have you been
Right.
kicked in the balls?
if,
Oh,
if the
shut
length
up.
of if the
you
length
just
of
get better friends.
right if
I
the, right
agree.
for every
Listen.
right for every contraction that you go through during pregnancy, if a man was kicked in the balls at the same time, for every contraction that happened, the man would go through more pain. Pregnancy is
But
a
that's not that
yeah, but
doesn't
preg-
exist.
yeah, but pregnancy is a more painful thing because it lasts longer. But being kicked in the balls is violently unwell. Like no one goes.
It's bad.
No one goes, I've been
So
kicked in
bad.
the bollocks, do you want to kick me in the bollocks again? But people go, I'll have another baby. So,
Because it's not like you get a benefit from being kicked in the balls.
And
I
the other
don't
thing
know.
is, you are never expecting to be kicked in the balls.
apart from cock and ball torture, some men do like getting their balls stamped on.
Oh,
That is a
God.
You know about that?
I don't want to know.
Someone like stepping on a ball, like someone stepping on someone's testicles in high heels and stuff like that.
Oh,
Sure, do they not like burst or squat?
I don't know. But there's one right, where you know those boxing things where it's like
Yeah.
There's one where his testicles are like in a hole in a plank of wood. Like hanging like that thing, and she's there fucking like boxing rolling his fucking bollocks. Yeah.
Why are you watching this stuff?
Well, no, I'm not. Well, I'm not
Yeah,
going.
you are watching.
I'm
You
not,
are.
I'm not going out of my way being like this is fucking
Well, you
brilliant.
Come across it.
But like, I just get sent it, or it's on Instagram because my reels are fucked.
No, that's too far. Everyone has a fucked Instagram algorithm, right? But that is too far.
Right? Did you not do the what was it? The black. Was it Black Monday, Black Sunday, whatever the dark day?
oh
of
yeah,
Instagram
that
was.
day in February.
Yeah, when it was just constant like. Yeah, because I was in.
Yeah,
Phoenix
except
at the
nobody
time.
else got the cock and ball torture, bro. That
No,
was
I
just
got
you.
I got cock and ball torture, like people getting beheaded, gunshot wounds.
What happened?
There was a day in February for some reason the algorithm in Instagram broke, and
It
so
got
everyone
hacked.
got like horrible stuff sent to their account, sent for like beheading videos. Someone gets decapitated.
But I've not heard cock and ball torture
Cock and
from
ball torture
anybody
was on
else,
that, yeah.
but you.
I think that might just be you, mate.
Right. Okay. Let's not paint me with a brush.
Anyway,
No.
this came from the pain caving fill in a half marathon, which I hope is not as bad as that. But I would agree it's the 15 to 18k that's the most painful.
Could you not take a load of painkillers and then do the thing? Because smackheads move really
Interesting.
quickly.
Yeah,
Not
Oh,
for
famously
20K,
me
you
on
don't.
a drunk night out.
you could jog. But I think you would maybe be impacted in other ways, surely.
Okay, it might be a bit.
You know, if you're not running in a straight line, then
Yeah.
it's a bit further.
Okay, interesting. How crowded is it? If you put it spraying out.
They
Yeah,
send you off in waves,
but it is crowded.
but ultimately it's still 10,000 people running down the same bit of road.
Why do people do it?
Because it's so fun, man.
Is it really that fun?
Well, why
Come
did-
along and see.
There's definitely a sense of achievement you can get.
And you
Like, I've
enjoy
been training
Tough
for a little
Mudder.
while.
I did enjoy Tough Mudder, but at the end of it, I thought I'm never going to do this again.
Yeah, but when you've got like another 10,000 people cheering you on,
But it's fun.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Who knows?
I think
bigger
it's
event.
mainly the sense of achievement because I think that's what drives humans.
oh no,
Could you just do 5 minutes with your regular voice, please?
This is my regular voice.
That is your regular
that
voice.
was
yeah,
more like it.
No,
that's
it
definitely
just flips back and forth. I can't control it.
But yeah, getting better as well. Like if you do it once and then you want to do it,
again and again. Does it cost money to do?
yeah.
Yeah,
How
it
much?
does.
How much do you
Mine
think?
was
How
free
much?
'cause I knew
How much do you think it costs to enter?
Oh yeah, this is a fun game.
Well, Tough Mudder was £120 per person.
Bloody hell.
So, but this is just on the street. Like, they're not
So like,
practicing.
I want to say I'm gonna lowball it and go £10.
What? How have you got from 120 to 10?
Because what I hate is when someone says a high number and you go like,
Oh,
oh, it's
that's
actually a
actually-
lower number. Yeah,
Is
like,
it-
well, this isn't as
It's
exciting anymore. Is
£50.
50 quid to participate?
I didn't
You
pay.
paid 120.
Yeah, but that's because you got obstacles and stuff and
Yeah, but I mean they're closing like the whole centre.
being
Yeah, they
electrocuted
literally
and
close
stuff like
every
that.
road.
Close every damn.
Yeah, city centres are pounds.
I think I'm going that day.
Yeah, true.
The train station will be fucked.
Who?
Yeah, but
so,
you're getting the bus. Where are you getting the bus from?
fuck knows.
Well, you're not
Because
getting
not
it from the city
not
centre.
anywhere near the centre.
Might be Tiverton Parkway. So I might have to travel to Tiverton Parkway, which is like midway in Devon, and then go to Plymouth beyond
Oh,
that.
you train to there
Yeah,
and
Which
then
is-
bus.
pretty peak, but
The train station is going to be mental.
yes, it will be fucked.
No, I can't describe how fucked.
Last time it was so busy that people didn't get to the race on
Well,
time.
I'm not leaving from.
Yeah,
Mm,
So,
might be better, but
Well, it's going to be a fucked day.
what time are you leaving?
Probably I'm going to aim for maybe like 11, 12. Because the check-in's at 3.
I feel like that's a good time because that's like what people are running.
Yeah,
Not what
and then
people
no one's
are
going to be coming in on when people are running, surely.
less.
Yeah.
when's the last wave so far?
Are you 9:30? No,
10.
10:30.
Yeah.
And then I think it's 11:15.
Oh, right, okay, so it's only 45 minutes of waves.
Yeah, because you have to think the people at the back are the slowest, right? So it's not like they're going to catch up with the way they're
Yeah,
So
but
who-
I'm
true.
looking.
So if you're faster, you go later in the day.
No,
No,
you go,
you go at the
you go
start.
first.
Right.
First wave, baby.
So
So
then-
you don't catch up.
Yeah, with all the pros.
Wow.
Scared. I'm very scared.
Some people in your weight will do it in like an hour 10.
Oh, I know.
That's fucking terrifying.
No, my mate Ollie, he's aiming for an hour 15.
That's fucked.
Fuck me.
I know.
How? What? That's someone did the maths on that.
What in terms of miles?
13 miles an hour and 15.
I don't know miles.
It's less. It's less than 6.5.
What? 13 divided by 75.
No, 75.
Yeah, that.
I think Ollie, my mate, is doing it in
It's
about.
basically 6 minute miles.
6 minute miles.
I think
Maintain.
my mate Ollie
But
wants
people
to do
can
about
do
3:45
that. Yeah, I know, but it's just-
per kilometre.
Oh, it's
What's the
ish.
answer then?
Wait, what did you say?
6
You said, I'm pretty sure it's miles per hour, so you divide the distance by the time.
5.7.
No,
No,
for
that's
your
not how
pace.
we're describing it. We're doing
Oh, right,
minutes
my
per
bad.
mile.
That's my
It's
bad.
pace.
my bad.
Yeah, so it's about
5:45.
5:45 is insane.
5:45 minutes per mile. But
Surely you just
5
die at the end.
minutes 45 seconds per mile.
Well, they.
Well,
Unless
no,
you're those guys
because you
from the
train-
Massey tribe or whatever, where they just run for fucking yonks and yonks and yonks.
I mean, because you have to think, right? It's like someone
3 minutes 30
people do
kilometre.
run sub 1 hour half marathons.
That's insane.
Professionals that train at altitude their whole life and then come down to run this one race. But like people do it.
That's
Some random
altitude.
guy from Nigeria.
Yeah. They
Altitude, so
all the
that's
professionals train at altitude, so then they come like to a normal altitude. They're like, well, there's so much oxygen in the air, and that's like their drug. Essentially,
That's insane.
how
It's
crazy.
mental.
But
Well, if you
basically,
guys want a shot of Axel pump before you go,
but if you spend enough time at altitude, your body starts to create more red blood cells than it would normally because it needs more to store more oxygen because there's not enough
Interesting.
oxygen in the air. And then you come down and you've just got loads of oxygen in the body and you're just killing it.
so they're blood maxing basically.
Yeah.
Damn, their VO2 max must be huge.
Yeah, because they literally start producing extra red blood cells because they're just that bad. It's crazy.
Beasts.
Could you not just like? I suppose you could if you live in an oxygen deprived house, but you have to vacuum seal the house.
No, that's what they sleep in vacuums.
They sleep in like
Well,
vacuum
like
chambers.
intense, and then it's got less oxygen in. It's not zero, obviously, but these people like their marriages break down and everything, so like just gonna go sleep in my tent.
That's insane because the number
Yeah.
the number of Olympic athletes who have asthma is insane as well. Because people fucking dose on
Yeah,
beta antagonists and things like that because it opens the airways and you just get more air in.
but yeah, so Mo Farah always talks about like that was the hardest point of his marriage when he had to sleep in a tent every night
Sleep in a tent every night. God damn.
because he would just like basically
Oh, man.
sleep in a vacuum so that your body gets used to having no oxygen.
Is it Mo Farah a refugee?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. What's his name?
I don't want
I listened to a podcast with Mo Farah very recently when he was talking about him
Yeah.
coming to the UK, not being able to speak English and things.
to.
But yeah,
Can't say.
and he's like, because he first got into running because he played football with his friends at school because
Right.
that was the only thing he could do because he was like, I can't speak English but I can play football. I feel like
Yeah.
Big up football,
it
universal
is
level
good. It is
language.
good though.
Thanks.
And they were like, why isn't this boy just like so running from each end of the pitch? But like when you're young, that means you're really good at football. But then as you get older, that
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
work
got no-
It
anymore.
just looks like you don't
So you
know
just
what
carry
you're doing
on.
and where you're playing on the field, really.
So then, and then his football coach was like, I think you need to get into running. And he
Damn.
was like, sounds boring. But then he was really good at it.
That's insane. The concept of moving here and not knowing the language is nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that was like me last year going to France. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you were in an English
Yeah, but
office with English people.
If you went to a
Yeah,
school,
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree,
it's like
very
taught in
different.
like to move as a child and be like, it's year 2, I don't even speak the language. Like that's fucked.
they pick it up so quick when they're age. Like,
Mm.
that's what's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I didn't. But then again, I suppose I'm talking about the Spanish lessons we had at year 2.
Yeah,
You
the levels of
surrounded
cultural
by
immersion.
it.
Surrounded, yeah.
Slightly.
I still think I'm too tismy to learn any language.
I agree, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so shit at languages. I just cannot. My brain just can't compute it.
Famously got 3 in Spanish.
Big up.
Didn't realise the numbers went that low.
Thanks, C-Dawg.
Our school, they didn't really. No, I got.
Private
We
school.
didn't go to private school.
I
I
thought you went to private school.
no.
Is it technically a grammar?
Wow. You still have to do prepare?
No.
No,
It's like,
that's probably grammar school.
was it
Interesting.
under 11s? Under 12s? What
So
was it?
basically, you do a test when you're 10 years old,
Right.
and then they rank you versus everyone else that does the test in the county, and then the top 100 people go to
Wow.
go
And
to that school.
you guys got in.
And
C-Dawg.
C-Dawg, C-Dawg.
And C-Dawg got in.
That
So
was
you were
really
top 100 in the...
I actually wasn't. I got another PR,
Interesting.
but these guys are probably smarter than me. But it's like top 100 girls and top 100 boys because I was the girls' school,
What, in the... For everyone who takes the test?
which is like basically.
Yeah, but there's more than one school, so some people might be in top 100 but decide they want to go to a different school.
Which is why I got in
Right.
because I was like 120 something, and then enough people were like, "I'm going to go."
Damn,
to
how does it feel to be the
school.
121st smartest person in the country?
No, in the county.
Oh, it's based on county.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously not everyone in the county does it.
What counties were you guys from?
What?
Just say the county. County's a big place.
Is it
If I go, I'm
Warwickshire
from
or-
Surrey. Okay.
There's also not many counties with grammar schools anymore anyway, so you could work it out.
it's a rare breed.
But it used to be a thing. Like it kind of comes from like post-Victorian education.
Right.
That was like the big reform. Like we're
Ye
going to
olden
have these
days.
grammar schools, and people are going to be able to go to a good school for free. That's the idea, right?
Right.
And then they're basically completely outdated now, but they still exist in some places. Because obviously it's entirely stupid and unfair to make 9-year-olds sit in a room and then class their intelligence on that for the rest of their lives.
I thought the Red Ones went all boys school. When did you guys merge?
In sixth form.
In sixth form. Okay.
The sixth form was mixed.
Well, what would you say makes grammar school so much better than normal schools?
Because when you're 11, you're massively impacted by the people that you're surrounded by.
So is it the teaching quality? Is it the environment? What?
Both.
Were you glad you guys went?
I don't regret going. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But also, it's like people say that, and it's like when you're 10 years old, you're not making that decision for yourself.
No.
And you're not making that decision fully informed either. So it's like, it just is what it is. It was what it was. People always, it's like people always say to me, do you like wish you weren't an only child? And it's like, well, I don't know any alternative.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you...
I don't know the
I wish I
counterfactual.
had a,
What
I
the
wish I
road
had a
not-
sibling.
not
I'm an only
taken,
child.
eh?
But you don't know the counterfactual.
No, I
What,
wish
exactly?
I had one.
I
would-
can
Interesting.
hypothesize.
Hypothesize.
Someone say the word properly for me.
Hypothesize.
hypothetically.
Hypothetically, thank you. Hypothetically, you can think about what it would be like based on current experiences. So the
Yeah.
concept of me being an only child is kind of gross. I'm glad I have siblings.
But it's
How?
like, if I had a sibling,
It's being on my ones, bro. It's terrible.
that's so
Oh
insane.
my
That's
God.
so insane. Surely that's getting cut.
Probably is getting cut.
Like, if I had a sibling, my mum always says, like, I would have had to work less because I'd have had 2 kids
Yeah.
and childcare costs just wouldn't have made sense and things like that. And I know in that case, if she was at home all the time, like she would have been depressed.
Probably.
So it's because she's just like that.
Yeah.
So it's like being an only child or having a depressed mum. So it's like, what I'm saying is the counterfactual is so much more complex than having another child in the house in
Oh,
so many cases. And it's like even with you, if you're an only child, like there would be so many other factors.
C-Dawg, would you have preferred?
I would prefer to have a brother or sister. Yeah.
Out of which one? Like a younger brother or a younger sister?
Older
That's a
or
good
younger?
question. I think.
I'm going to tell you now, being younger is kind of rough. Like if you have an older brother, until you're as big as them, it's pretty much like your second. You're always playing as Luigi. You're always controller 2. You always get the smaller piece
That was
of
just me, but with my dad.
things.
I would rather have a younger brother
Yeah.
or an older sister.
Okay.
I think.
Having a younger brother is good.
You think?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it's just sick.
Just
Elaborate.
It's brilliant. Like, I think about winding him up constantly.
you can do that with a sister though.
No, but
And you
like,
get a bigger reaction out of.
no, because with the brother, you can actually have a physical fight.
it works with sisters as
Yeah,
well.
but eventually you can't hit your sister back. After a while.
I think he still has his sister.
It just depends if you want to deal with the consequences or not.
Well, exactly. I wouldn't want to deal with the
The
consequences.
consequences are just.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with the consequences. Where I could. So, I'm going to dub him Ferno. And it doesn't make sense to my mother. So Ferno used to have this Brontosaurus Build-A-Bear that he would sleep with, and he besotted with it. Absolutely loves it. Right? It's called Bruce. And like when we shared a bedroom, I would go to the toilet, come back, and army crawl up the side of his bed. Right. So the bedrooms used to go bed here, shelf, tiny gap you could sneak in because he had like a nightstand. So I'd army crawl up, reach over. And because he would be on like an iPad or something, I'd just like fucking steal Bruce and then army crawl back. And
While
then
he was
go-
awake,
While he was awake on his iPad,
he wouldn't hear
he
you.
wouldn't hear me because he had headphones on plugged in. I'd grab Bruce, leave the room, and then enter in the room as if I'd just come back from the toilet.
Wait, so he wouldn't see the door open or close? Like,
No,
door
the
was
door
open?
because the door was always open.
Oh right.
Yeah, because the hallway light had to be on because otherwise it was too dark, it was too scary.
Right.
So I could then fucking sneak out. But sometimes he'd catch me, and then I couldn't get up quick enough because the shelf would fucking crack my head. So sometimes I'd crawl under the bed to get away. And sometimes he'd just beat the shit out of me. Or we had a pillow in the room. that
Your
one-
younger brother.
One younger brother, yeah.
That's quite bad.
It's out of you.
He was quite big for like a younger brother. He grew quick. And we had this one pillow in the room that for some reason the cat would always piss on.
What?
So like there was he would
God
pi-
bless Ace.
Ace would piss in the room to like mark territory. But if there would be a pillow that he would piss
Why
on.
did you have a dog?
Yeah, we had a dog. So
Oh
it was
yeah,
like
because cats freak out when there's a dog in the house and they're like, I need to have my territory.
So he would piss in the room. So to stop him pissing in the room, he'd piss on a pillow. So we just like keep this pillow, and eventually he'd just constantly piss on it, and it always stank. So it was called the cat piss pillow, and it's one of those like horrible Temu pillows that has like a wolf on it, right? So our beds were side by side, separated by maybe 6 feet, and you'd just be laying in bed watching your phone, and all you'd hear is CPP and a wet pillow covered in cat piss would fucking fly towards your head in the middle of the night.
Why did you get rid of the pillow?
Because
There's where
I'd
the
rather
cat
have piss on the pillow than on my bed. But it was a lethal weapon because the cat piss would dry and it would be like a dry, stinky piss pillow. So if
Is that
you,
no way to train a cat?
no, because he was a cunt.
You can't train a cat.
Like
Oh, I don't know, you
Ace
can train dogs.
Ace
yeah,
still is
but
a
do you not think if you could train a cat, people would have trained
You
the
can train a cat to
Definitely
piss
train cats.
outside.
Ace still is a
Well, yeah.
bastard. Like even now he still pisses everywhere. But so
No.
like you'd be in a fight, you'd be fighting in the room, and he'd just like try and smother your face with a pillow soaked in cat piss. Which I think is only the level of violence you can get with a brother.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think
Yeah, I
you
do
could. Could you
agree
cover
with
your
that.
face?
No.
Could you smother her with a cat piss soaked pillow?
For a guy,
No.
for a guy who's never had a pet, that's quite a big question.
Yeah,
Why would you
No,
want that?
that's no.
exactly. No, but it was just funny because then you'd fucking push it back in his face and he'd go, it'd be great. Just him looming in the doorway, like really shaking with anger because I've stolen Bruce with a fucking pillow soaked in cat piss.
It's just that when you're least expecting it in the middle of the
Least
night.
expecting it, it'll accelerate towards your face and fucking hit you.
So you steal Bruce, sneak out, and then walk back in.
Walk back in with the dinosaur, and then literally sit in bed with the dinosaur, be like, do, playing with him. And then he'd notice, and he'd always be like, he's an old soul. So he'd take it, he'd be like, right, and get out of bed. And like either steal Bruce off or like fight me for Bruce. So it'd be like 9 p.m. at night and just be fighting with him in the middle of the dark. And it was great. It was great. It was
Sounds
great,
like
yeah. I mean, Callum smashed my baby tooth on a light fixture, chipped my tooth.
Good job with the baby too.
I kicked his door in, the door went up and like snapped his toenail. Jack's got not a missing toe, but part of his toe's been like split down the middle. Because I chased him into a room where a glass window pane was out on the side. He's like, shh, ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, Holly, when she was a baby, lost a few teeth because I hit her in the face with a space hopper loads of times.
Sick.
Yeah. Fighting with siblings is the best. And that's what you get, C-Dawg.
No, but I wouldn't be a violent.
You'd be a peaceful man.
I would be a peacemaker.
I feel I would have
Peaceful.
killed one of my siblings.
No, but that's
Thanks.
when you get the violence out.
Yeah,
And
no.
then you're not violent to anyone else.
you don't understand the rage.
I'm a pacifist.
No, because
I don't feel rage.
No, because imagine
I
you're not.
quell the
yeah,
rage.
Yeah, you don't feel
The
rage. now.
rage doesn't exist.
But if you were
It sounds
young,
like you're feeling rage right now.
No,
yeah, you
Yes.
definitely felt rage yesterday.
I was about to say,
no, I'm Zen.
I experienced rage.
That wasn't rage.
I
I
mean,
forgot
when
what
Brian
it is.
said you couldn't use this pull-up bar, I mean, oh.
That was a bit. It was at the limit there. But
That was rage, was it?
not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
God, we were all
Close.
terrified of rage.
What is it going to be like when you do have rage in this house?
You ever seen Inside Out?
Inside Out.
The movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love a Pixar film, I think.
No, DreamWorks.
Is it DreamWorks?
DreamWorks.
No, Inside Out is Pixar.
It's Pixar.
No, but I love a DreamWorks.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
right.
okay.
DreamWorks. Let me talk about DreamWorks.
It's on the hinge, so you know he loves
How
it.
to Train Your Dragon is probably the greatest animated series ever made.
I've watched this.
Animated
I've watched the
series.
films.
The movie series.
Movie series. All right.
There is a series though.
There's a TV show. There's a few
No,
TV shows. The
we
Riders
don't
of
talk
Dark.
about that.
I've not seen them. Sorry. What about the live action?
How do you-
Yeah,
Are you excited for that?
no.
You're not. You
What's the point?
Is anyone going to go see the new live action Snow White?
Absolutely not.
Apparently, isn't the girl in it a racist or something?
Apparently she's a right cunt. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
No.
She
She was
she's
crap in
been
the
cancelled.
last Hunger Games
No.
film, whatever. She
It's
was
not
just
even been
singing and
released yet,
ruining
that's
it.
Yeah, I know. So Disney are like, how do we advertise this? Because the person that is Snow White's been cancelled.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to
It's a nut
advertise it
job.
as like the Seven Dwarfs.
Seven Dwarfs are animated.
Yeah.
They got a non-white Snow White, and then just
Whoa!
no, and then decided not to hire any fucking dwarves.
The
Like-
one role they're known for.
Yeah.
What happened to diversity? It just
Little
He
midget.
plays Professor Flitwick.
there's Warwick Davis, and there's
Was it Warren? Isn't he? He's
who's
not dead.
fighting
Now. He's, no, his
Game-
wife's dead.
who's in
Yeah,
Game of
his wife's
Thrones? He
But he's dating again, apparently.
Katniss Everdeen.
Wow.
no what in Game of Thrones?
Oh, sorry, my bad. I haven't watched Game of Thrones.
The son.
Has
Warwick
anyone seen
Davis is dating
Austin
again.
Powers 3?
No.
Can we please watch Austin Powers one night?
I'd love to.
Such a good fucking set of films. But there's a dwarf in that who was really famous. I think
Oh,
his
Mini
name's
Me!
Vernon-
Mini
Yeah,
Me!
Vernon something.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's died.
Rest
And there's
in-
just a
rest in-
scene where he just gets like thrown around a room and nearly beaten to death. by
Literally
Austin
every
Powers.
movie, I swear.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
Love
But
it.
apparently he like fucks. And the dwarf comedian, apparently he's got like a cage fighter wife.
What?
Let me Google his name.
I used to watch.
Just Google famous dwarves and see what comes up.
I used to be obsessed with
Sleepy, drunky.
Dance Mums as a kid. Do you know what that is?
Yeah,
Doesn't
was there a
really
dwarf
know the
on there?
story. No, but it was on like a reality TV channel, and in between episodes of Dance Mums, there would be a reality TV show called Little Women.
Little Women.
Obviously, isn't that like a
Do you know who'd be
Jane Austen
great
book
on
or
that?
something?
The Imp.
The Imp.
Isn't
I don't
that
think she's
man
small.
was a pretty.
You know, I didn't realise that
Maybe,
the
yeah.
legend is she's now dubbed herself. Apparently, L-Dog was not good enough. She's now the legend.
Who?
Right.
Right? Dubbed herself the legend. I didn't realise. You know, she's
Yeah,
5
see.
foot, which I didn't know.
Yeah,
She's
I
not
didn't
tall.
know.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know she was that small.
Yeah, I
She
have.
is tiny.
One of my friends is 4'11", and
4'11".
yeah,
Fucking hell.
whatever. But
Peter
She-
Dinklage was the.
if
Peter-
you're
yeah,
less
that's
than 4'10", like that counts as something. But she's 4'11".
The Imp is
Damn.
definitely like.
Vern
I mean, she's
Troy.
sub 5 foot for sure.
Anyway, none of that's true.
Really?
Anyway,
You think she's more than 5 foot?
there was a show called Little Women,
Brad Williams.
which is a reality show following a group of 8 dwarf women in their little dwarf community. And they were
They had a
fucking
whole
crazy.
community.
It was like an American reality show, and they would it was one of the most mental shows I've ever watched because they would play up to the camera like nothing I'd ever seen before. And I was like, this cannot be good for diversity because it just plays that in such a poor light. But it was basically these 8 women fighting over these like 4 men that they knew that were dwarfs, so it would get like really quite heated.
Fucking hell.
Because you know the dating pool was small.
Yeah.
So it would get crazy.
Dating, was that a pun?
Oh my god, no.
You remember that guy on that?
Brad Williams is, sorry to interrupt, but Brad Williams is a dwarf comedian, and his wife's a fucking taekwondo instructor.
Wow.
He recently had a special out where he talks about he's just had a big kid, and he was like, "Oh, I not that I was being preferential, but I'm so glad my child's now a dwarf as well."
Oh, so is it like 50-50?
I think so. I think it must be 50-50.
If you have a kid with a...
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it's genetic, isn't it?
Yeah, but if it was like dominant, then it wouldn't matter.
Well, I mean, it's unlikely to be dominant, otherwise we'd all be dwarfs, really.
Fair point.
Is it
That's
just
true.
one gene?
What?
I don't think. Well, I don't know the complexities because I know there's different. I know there's different genetic
No, that's
growth
what I'm
disorders
saying.
that
It's
result in different types of
Brown eyes
dwarfism.
is
Yeah.
dominant, but not everyone has brown eyes.
Well, no, not everyone, but the majority of people have brown. There would be more, dwarfs if it was dominant, I would think.
Are we talking
If it
about
was dominant
dwarfism,
gene.
the actual thing, or
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because surely there must be a chance it just randomly happen?
What mutation?
Well, yeah, I mean, it happened
Yeah.
at some point. That's how it
Because
started.
otherwise, surely it's just got to die out.
Yeah, but if 2 people have, like,
Yeah,
the
Because dwarves can
dwarf gene,
they
then-
survive.
But it's not like they make a pact to only.
Well,
Have
no,
kids
but
with
if
each
you've got a condition, you're more likely to.
Fall in love with someone.
Yeah, like if you're paralysed, you're more likely to fall in love with someone who's paralysed. If you've got, just because you end up, only someone who has that condition can know what it's like.
That's what I've seen from
But
films.
say
Yeah.
you've got 2 dwarf parents, and the odds are 100% of having a dwarf kid.
No, not
So,
someone.
say
Because I
that-
saw one. There was like a TLC thing about
Yeah.
a dwarf couple when their
This
kids
is
are
what
really
I'm
fucking
talking about
tall.
is TLC shows.
Yeah.
So- Say they have 2 kids,
Yeah.
and it's 50-50. So one's a dwarf.
Well, I don't
one's
know if
not.
it's necessarily 50-50.
But say it is.
It might not be 50-50.
But say it is.
Okay, let's say it is.
And one's a kid, one's a dwarf, and one's a tall motherfucker.
Right.
Um,
So one's a regular sized kid, one's a dwarf, and then one's a tall one.
It
no,
must
they're
be
only
crazy
2.
if that happened because you would have no idea how tall the kid would end up being.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, I have no idea where my genes lead to in terms of height.
Well, if the taller you are, the more likely you are to die.
Okay, that is correct, but it's such a skewed statistic because it's also because men die earlier than women. So it's like the taller you are, the more likely you are to die. It's the same as saying men are more likely to die than women because men are generally taller. So it's a bit of a skewed statistic. It's not really true.
It's just saying
We're good because
because we're men.
yeah.
Is
Well,
we-
is it
No,
men-
actually, because
is
we're
it-
7 foot and Jack. I think.
and
Yeah.
jacked. We're adding
Men's
that to
life
the
expectancy. I didn't realise this. I had a lecture on this today. Men's life expectancy is 7 years lower than women's.
It's not-
7.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Do you know that's why we get paid more because it works out over time?
Is that the global average?
European.
Right.
but it's
That's why we
not.
get paid more.
Is it men are
Works
more
out.
likely to die, or they just have a shorter life because of their
Men
living
generally are
conditions?
more risk takers.
Well,
that's
both.
what I
Both.
was-
Still all
Yeah,
sorts,
both.
yeah.
Both.
We die quicker.
You're right. So they compound each other to get to 7 years. It wouldn't be 7 otherwise. But it's
Damn.
crazy.
But
I didn't
how
know
many
it was that
women do you
much.
see like base jumping or like solo climbing some fucking cliff or like just
More nowadays. Those Tampax adverts, they're normally doing some wild shit.
No, all the others is just go ice skating. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's normally like ice skating, rollerblading. It's normally a woman in her mid-30s who's like out with her friends, out with her like diverse palette of friends,
diverse.
and it's
palette
like
friends.
now I've got it's not Invisalign's the brand of teeth, but like
now I've got always. I'm free.
Yeah.
To do whatever I want, whenever I want.
and it's always the blue colour as well because if it was red, I think they'd get crazy complaints. Now I have something lying. I can go and live my life how I was always meant to live it, and it's like hoping like with her friends, but she's actually just like
yeah, but those videos where there's like 5 guys on top of a skyscraper with like no like harness, nothing, they're just like jumping around.
What you mean from like the early 1930s of building?
No, like now, like they go to the
Like
top and they just like
parkour weirdos.
like
video
parkour.
themselves,
Oh, got like parkour geezers, yeah.
Yeah.
or just like they're just up there, just like walking around.
I think
There's
parkour-
hardly any other women you see doing
yeah, but I
that.
think men fall into the
Because they
trap
have
of.
some sense.
I think men fall into the trap of, that's cool, without thinking of the repercussions.
Peer pressure.
Yeah,
is
but
a-
there's
is a-
that's cool, and then it's actually like going up to the top of a skyscraper.
Yeah, but men very rarely calculate risk correctly. We always underestimate risk.
I don't think so.
I think so.
As a man who
As a
has
general.
most of his life underestimated risk and suffered consequences.
Yeah.
I think guys might
agree.
place less of a value on life.
Oh, that's
You what?
interesting.
Guys place less of a value on life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then
That's why we crush
no, but
walls.
They
Jake's
don't-
right. If
they
that's
don't
the case, then
misevaluate
we're
I think we
risk.
place more value on going out in a blaze of fire. You know,
What, those
We
fucking
also
TikTok where it's like
Death before
me
dishonor.
dying out in the cold fucking winter, and it's like, what's the song called? Little Dark Age. Yeah, those Little Dark Age edits, bro.
Same reason why men are more likely to commit suicide.
Yeah, because we have more aggressive tendencies. Yeah.
But what if a man and a woman
Woman.
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 live the same lifestyle? Who do you reckon would have the
Women.
longer lifespan?
Oh, it is women because they have like lower blood pressure and things like this naturally, which mean that their heart can carry on beating for longer and things. So that, and then all the other stuff we've mentioned, compounds.
Few of them as well.
Does that work?
What do you mean? Does that work?
Because you can't have two species having a kid.
they're not like that.
but we were very close. So like us and Neanderthals, we did interbreed with Neanderthals
Like
quite
how
often.
isn't it like horses and donkeys can have a kid that survive?
It's a mule.
But they
No,
can't.
that's
They're
a
not
mule,
fertile.
but it's like two
Oh
types.
yeah, you're right.
It's like two types of horses, like two subspecies of horses.
Two
produce-
breeds.
Two breeds of horses produce it. It's basically a breed of
Right,
human,
right.
effectively.
It's a cockapoo.
Species is a very fuzzy line.
It's yeah.
anyway.
The further down you get, the more blurry it becomes. It's like how you can have an Alsatian and a Chihuahua theoretically breed.
But it would.
All right, the Chihuahua wouldn't survive the pregnancy, but they could.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird mix.
It's famously a very blurry line.
Genes is very fascinating, but they're going to try and bring mammoths back. I saw the other day.
I saw that.
How sick is that going to be?
Exciting.
That feels like an
Where's
Elon
that
Musk.
gonna go?
So,
That feels like an Elon Musk project.
so the plan. So
Like
the
if
theory
you're
is.
I hope it doesn't.
No, I'm just,
The theory is that by introducing woolly mammoths into the Arctic, because they used to be part of. So back when the woolly mammoths died out when the pyramids were being built.
not in the same place.
Fun fact. No.
Famously, woolly mammoth
No.
found in Egypt.
Maybe that's how they built the pyramids.
Just woolly mammoths.
Whoa!
And that's why
But
they went extinct. Crazy.
They
theory.
They did live for a time, and so they were part of the
Yeah, I've
ecosystem
seen
that
Ice
since
Age.
died out. So
No, if How to Train Your Dragon is transparency, that's my Ice Age.
Ice Age.
Yeah.
Global warming killed the mammoths.
Yeah.
No. We what we used to do is we used to just sort of like chase them and herd them off and then push them off cliffs. So there are areas underneath cliffs that are just covered in mammoth bones.
Yeah.
But the thinking is that by bringing them back and reintroducing them into the north, that they'll somehow like manage to curtail climate change by doing something.
What?
Me, when I still want to drive my petrol car and not feel guilty, so I'm going to invest in a mammoth project. For God's sake.
I mean, I don't even feel guilty. I just think it's a cool thing to do. Let's have
Yeah.
a mammoth bar.
But like, that's a
fighting-
crazy reason. Like,
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
some
come on now.
logic
At this
change that
point,
been
let's just say it's
jumped.
cool. Like, come on.
Every day we get one step closer to Jurassic
Okay.
Park.
I was about
So-
to say, is it
All right,
fully
here we
Jurassic
go,
Park?
here we go.
Is that what they're doing with this? Are they
So
getting
they've
old
they've
DNA?
put the because there are fossilized remains of
Yeah, loads.
those animals still alive with the DNA intact.
Well,
so,
I mean, whole carcasses because it just froze.
so they put the DNA for the woolly part in mice recently and bred woolly mice.
Yeah.
So-
Nice.
From this AI overview, some scientists believe that resurrecting woolly mammoths or creating mammoth-like hybrids could help combat climate change by restoring the Arctic's grasslands, which are more effective at absorbing carbon than the current forests and wetlands, and preventing
That is true.
permafrost fall.
How do mammoths bring back grass?
So the grazing activities of mammoths, such as scraping away the snow, could help prevent the permafrost from thawing out, releasing greenhouse gases.
And it's
Grasslands reflect more sunlight than forests, which can help cool the planet. And then
Do you know what reflects more sunlight than grass?
snow.
Yeah.
But the thinking is that because the mammoths will knock down the trees and like consume the trees, which will because elephants give way to grasslands. The grasslands will then constantly they'll decompose and grow quicker than trees will, and so those Arctic grasslands will then take in more, and then apparently because you've got mammoths fucking stomping around, it will stop the permafrost melting because there's more. I watched a video on this today. There's more CO2 in the permafrost than there is currently in the atmosphere,
Yeah,
twice
that's
as much.
true.
Mhm.
I'm all for it.
No, I'm all for it. I'm all for it without the climate
I
change
wonder how it
argument, to be
tastes.
honest.
Apparently. And apparently there's one episode of this fucking batshit mental on Joe Rogan podcast. They unearthed a
You've got to
woolly...
stop listening to that.
I have stopped, but back in the day, they unearthed a woolly animal of some variation, and they did
A
all
rabbit.
take a
The
piece.
Yeti.
Did all take a piece. There did used to be Gigantopithecus, great big ape people.
Really?
Yeah,
I think they still exist.
Is that in a reference to Bigfoot?
Is your mom going to listen to this?
Yes.
Yes, Bigfoot.
But there used to be gigantic ape, because in Ark Survival Evolved, you can get like a big monkey.
No
man.
way
Oh,
you
it's
played that.
famously
I
quite
fucking
accurate.
love that
Yeah,
game.
they come from it's a David Attenborough documentary about a Gigantopithecus. There's a Gigantopithecus skeleton in the Natural History Museum.
Is there?
Yeah,
Oh, pick up. We should go.
I love the Natural History Museum.
The same.
Yeah, it's
Why
good.
has everyone been to that?
How have you not been?
You've never been?
No, you have.
I went for my work Christmas party last year.
Oh, you never saw
That's
it.
not
Wait.
You haven't been.
See,
I
dog.
haven't actually been.
Have you been to the
I
Natural
don't
History
even
Museum?
know what the Natural History Museum
Yeah,
is.
Jimmy.
Oh, it's so good.
I
I've
went-
been to the Natural History Museum.
I went with work last year and everyone was going on about it. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, but you weren't and stood in one. Like you didn't walk around the museum.
But when we were there, everyone was like, oh my god, this is so sick. I love this
It
place.
is.
And I'm like,
As a
They have a
kid,
great big
It
terror
is
bird
the
statue
coolest thing.
and the dinosaur
I
animatronic.
see.
It's sick.
It's
There's a
like not
photo
in the
of me.
museum, but
Well, it is a museum.
well, yeah, but you know how they got T-Rex,
Yeah.
skeleton.
Not the diamond vault as well upstairs. They've got like a bit of the moon in there.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
they
just
do,
think-
don't they, in the minerals room?
It's sick.
I just think Tank Birmingham might be amazing. But
Oh,
you guys won't
my
understand.
Oh, who cares, bro? The British Museum's even better though. I love that shit.
The British Museum.
Run by George Osborne, my guy.
Yeah, bro. All the stolen artifacts. I love seeing it.
Absolutely.
George Osborne fucking loves it.
Nothing makes me happier than seeing the stolen artifacts.
Nothing makes you happier than stolen artifacts run by a right-wing politician. It literally doesn't
Absolutely.
get better than this.
Absolutely.
No, Natural History Museum,
Wait.
goated.
Do you know? Back in World War II, they dropped a bomb. The Germans dropped a bomb on the only skeleton of a Spinosaurus that we had at the time,
Fuckers.
That feels
Yeah.
petty.
and caused irreprehensible. That's why the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 just looks a bit weird. Whereas in the new Jurassic Park film, it looks much more similar to how it
So the
was.
Germans ruined Jurassic Park 3.
Effectively, yeah.
Bastards.
I think
And
Jurassic
Coventry
Park 3
Cathedral.
fucking ruined
Right.
itself.
Oh, yeah, and among
I
other
wouldn't
things.
get any slander on Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 is sick.
I love that.
You
You
know
know
when-
Jurassic World?
Oh.
That's okay. I quite like that. But the bit where they're walking through the thing and the Voltron's like behind the glass, it fucking peeks out. Sick.
Oh, yeah, in the
Yeah.
ruined
In the-
facility, yeah.
And then Doctor, what's his name? Fucking who plays him?
Dr. Hammond?
No,
No,
Doctor Alan Grant.
Alan
played
Grant.
by.
I know the guy, but no, I can't. put
He's
him into-
in not Space Odyssey. He's in Event Horizon where he plays the demonic possessed guy who cuts out his own eyes because his wife killed himself.
I think we watched different programs.
The Event Horizon. No, it's a movie called Event Horizon where they travel. They're going to use like some hyperdrive, whatever. But rather than traveling to a new star system, they travel into hell.
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know. But rather than because the thing that the ship works by like creating a wormhole to travel from one point to another in space, and the crew of the Event Horizon travel into hell,
Yeah.
and so Dr. Alan Grant is part of the team going to like rescue the ship.
It's
and
not
sh-
actually part of the
Yeah, it's not
Jurassic
like
Park
Sam,
world.
Sam Neill's his name.
Sam Neill's, that's him.
So he plays a character that's going to like go to the ship, and the ship's possessed by like a demonic spirit, and so he keeps getting visions of like his wife who died before the ship happened. And there's a really like weird scene of where he's like holding on to the dead ghost wife, and her tits are out because she died in the bathtub, and it sort of like pans down from his face and just sort of like lingers on her tits for a bit, and then pans away, and it's the weirdest fucking shot. And then eventually he like cuts his eyes out, and he's like, where we're going, we don't need eyes. And he's like trying to take them to hell and stuff like that.
Right.
It kind of fucked me up, right? I watched it in the middle of summer.
A
Really
lot of
fucked me
films have
up,
fucked
right?
you
Really
up.
ruined my day. I thought, I don't want to see Sam Neill again because of watching him like cut his own face.
Is this the
really fucked up.
1997 film?
Yeah. Watching him, yeah. Watching him cut his own fucking face really freaked me out. So I thought, I'm going to watch a new film
Oh,
And
he's
I
in
watched-
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, he plays the Mr.
Yeah.
Shelby.
Mr. Shelby.
Oh my god, that's him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Samuel. Yeah. What are you doing here, Mr. Shelby?
Like, it is. I never realised that.
Mr. Shelby, is your penis out? I want to suck it, Mr. Shelby. Mr. Shelby, I want to suck your penis now. Peaky Blinders.
I don't remember that
Peaky Blinders, but it's just gay.
bit. Just gay.
It's just gay. I can't do any Brummie accents. So we need Rebecca back to do a Brummie accent.
but
Um,
no, we should-
I need to look to Lou. We're doing gay Peaky Blinders. Can you come do a bit?
Can I have a snack, please? I do.
That's love, that.
What?
So we're doing. I did a bit about gay Peaky Blinders. So I was like, "I'm gonna suck your penis, Mr. Shelby." You know, the detective. But none of us can do a Brummie accent, so can you do a?
I don't need to get into
Can
it.
you do?
Wet
Could you do Tommy Shelby agreeing to suck someone's penis?
No, I'm not doing that. But I will show you my Brummie accent.
Okay.
Half of one of them's for me.
Because
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
But Peaky Blinders isn't Brummie, it's Black Country, which is like Brummie on crack. Brummie.
Right.
It's like I'm from Goodlie. I'm from Goodlie, and I really no.
That's good. That's good.
I'm from Goodlie, and I'm. What's the fucking sentence? You know when you need a sentence.
Yeah,
to
you
enter.
need a keyword.
Like in Welsh, it's I'm from the valleys.
No,
I'm from the valleys, and that's because I love Cardiff and I love Barry because I'm from the valleys, and it makes me so happy to be back in Wales because it's just beautiful. So like
That's
as soon as
so
you
good.
say the one sentence, you can get
That's
into
so good. C-Dawg, you need to be at that level.
Whatever.
There was a girl that went on the Traitors this year and did a Welsh accent fake the whole entire time. For the
No.
full
She
3
nearly
weeks.
won.
She nearly won.
Fuck.
Because she was like, the Welsh accent is more trustworthy than
Yeah.
the English accent, and she nearly won.
Damn.
Maybe I should do that. I'm from Goodlie, and I am really, really, really excited now.
No.
I'm from. Oh, let me think about it. I'll come back to
Sean,
you.
can you do any accents?
Oh no, God.
But
no.
my Welsh is better, so that was my redeeming quality.
The only one I can do is the Mr. Shelby. I see your penis. That's all I can do. Like that. But and I can't quite get the American down, I don't think.
I can work on that with you.
Why don't you broad America?
I can perhaps I can do it, I don't understand. Theoretically. Potentially we could get it done.
1 second.
But America's a big place.
America's a very large place, yeah, you're right.
So the key with American is you've got to differentiate it from Australian.
Welcome back to the American Podcast.
So
I'm your
you gotta-
host, Joe Rogan.
You got to
Welcome,
keep it.
welcome back to Joe Rogan Experience.
That's
Shout
not
out
right.
to
You got to
Rogan.
keep it at the back of your mouth, whereas Australian.
Australians
Australian
Australians
is
quite
at the
large,
front of
actually.
your mouth, and you very much keep it at the front of your
Yeah.
mouth to say I'm from Australia.
Crazy that Dennis the Menace used to be like a fucking full-on whole
Fucking-
accent, yeah.
And it's just I'm
But
from
now it's
Sydney,
cool.
and I love Sydney, whereas in American you do it much.
I love Sydney. No, that's still Australian.
Joe Rogan is much more like at the back of the mouth.
Can you do an Indian accent?
No,
I can't do one.
no.
I
I'm okay at American Australian because I watch a lot of kids TV that was like
The
teenage
Australians
TV.
are very, very good.
from
H2O. Cleo, stay out of the water.
and Welsh is
No,
from
Cleo, the condensation.
yeah, and then Welsh
she
is
turned
from
into a
Gavin and
fish.
Stacey. I feel like I'm only good at accents. I've just heard enough
Yeah.
to go get good at them.
Tried to do Scottish, literally can't get it down. I practiced for hours.
Scottish in
No,
Glasgow.
guys, no, it's still.
Glasgow.
I'm from no.
Oh my god, man. Why? Alright then. No, I still can't do it. Still can't do it. Still
That
can't
was
get the rhythm.
better.
Still can't get the rhythm. I'll get there.
I went to
eventually.
an assessment centre like a couple of weeks ago, and one of the guys had the strongest Glaswegian accent I'd ever heard in real life. And I felt so terrible for him because he was just in London at his assessment centre, and every time he opened his mouth and spoke to a new person, they literally went, "Oh my god, I did not expect you to speak like that." And I was like, I feel so bad for this guy. Like, he's just trying to speak. And like, imagine this episode, it's a group activity, like you all have to interact, and people were just taking the piss out of his voice. And I was like,
You
"This
do
is
wonder
his voice."
sometimes
See,
why
that's
the
why-
Scottish hate the English, and then it's just moments like that, and then you're like, well.
That's why we need to move abroad because it would be sick.
Hmm.
Also, how long do we have left? Okay, we've got about 6 minutes to the end of the show.
Are we wrapping it up?
We've got 6 minutes to wrap it up. Yeah.
Are you going to wrap it up on a motivational statement?
Probably not really.
No.
Probably
No
not.
motivation for today.
Most of this probably. Well, I say most of this will get cut. There'll be positives that need to get cut. I'll be like my accent's fucking dog shit cut.
I'm going to work on bearing my accent for next time. Basically, half my family are from proper black country, Peaky Blinders land.
Oh,
Basically.
wow.
I think you said that in
Yeah.
episode 1.
And
Season 1. Episode.
when I spend a lot of time with them, I get into it, but I've just lost it.
C-Dawg, are you gonna tease us with your real voice for the end of the show?
I've been speaking in my real voice.
That was pretty close.
Ooh.
That was
What
pretty
are we
close.
talking about?
No, it's got to
This
be
is
like
literally-
end of
Yeah.
the last
Yeah,
episode, end of season
What
one.
he reveals his real
We'll
voice.
have a reveal.
Should we just do a
10
whole
views
episode
on
of
his
it all
real,
now?
his real
You're
voice.
going to give your listeners the wrong idea.
I kind of want to get Trump down. I really, really want to get that down. But I can't quite do
Trump?
it.
But
Right.
the
Not
accent.
bad.
McDonald,
Yeah, but I can't quite get the...
Mr. President.
Totally believe.
The-
I can't get the
I
raft down.
totally believe the tariffs are
I was
the
sucking your
best
penis.
idea.
Why is that your go-to?
Because for some reason it's easy just to make like gay puns which make sense. I was sucking your penis, the greatest penis. That was the best.
The thing
Huge.
is, we've got to make
Totally.
America great again. I'm totally going to do it.
Elon's penis is huge. That's
The
what
thing is,
he got.
as I said about accents, you're decent at accent because you spent a lot of time watching Donald Trump, which is a huge red flag.
My best friend, not best friend, Nigel Farage. He's very popular.
Well, I feel like they
Yeah,
kind
he
of
does the
falling
whole-
down now.
In England, everyone loves
I
him.
was.
I've never met an English person
This is
that
terrible.
doesn't think he's great.
This is terrible. These transgenders, they're in our schools. They're draining resources. That's why DOGE. I can't quite get the D down.
Is this how you're going to wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Ranting about transgenders.
No. I'm just being Trump being transgender. DEI. That's why the plane crashed.
This must be the dwarfs. In air traffic control. That's the dwarfs.
Is that because they can't see over there?
That's what, isn't that what we
They get
said?
booster seats.
Do they? Actually, yeah, I've seen that. Like if you're
Go
at
to
the
the
cinema.
cinema.
Did they actually?
Kids do. I imagine so. Well, they say
Because
on
I
the
know
front.
if you're under a certain height, because I know you can get like if you're of a particular height, you can get like a specialized car that's got like pedals that come right the way up.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's it. My friend's mum had her leg amputated.
right.
And she had her right leg amputated, which is the leg you drive with in an automatic. Is that right?
Yeah.
So she had her right leg amputated. So she got her whole car fitted so that she could drive with her left foot. Yeah, so cool. And then someone tried to steal her car in the middle of the night and didn't know and just crashed into the front of her house,
Peak.
Wow.
which I just think is so fucking funny. And yeah, good times. That's my favourite story. They just woke up to the sound of the car crashing into the house and was like, well, there's benefits, I guess, to this leg amputation that I had.
How did she
We've
lose
not
the
lost
leg?
anything.
She had cancer and legs amputated.
Okay, cool.
But, you know, she's living her best life now. It's been like 15 years and she's loving life.
Speaking of losing legs, before we end, Dennis said that she wouldn't lose a limb for me. Because like we're taken by terrorists, and they're like, we're gonna kill this man or take your arm. Pick.
Arm or leg? Which would you rather
It's
lose?
a 50-50 toss up.
Which would you rather
The point
lose?
is, Dennis said neither.
That's harsh.
So she'd rather I'd be dead than lose a leg.
Damn.
And that's why she's not coming to the wedding.
So now,
No other reason.
are you going to go alone?
Probably, yeah.
We're going to end on this. It's quite depressing.
No, I won't. No, because I'll be with my brother in the B&B, so I might do a podcast with him before his wedding.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought that might be fun.
I feel like you need to record that
I
memory.
thought you were going to ask the legend and Dennis
I was going
to
to do
the day.
I was going to do a game show, but I can't be asked now.
No.
It's too difficult. Not enough women in my life.
God, it's such a hard life, isn't it? Just
Yeah, I
not
know.
enough women in my life.
Not enough women in my life.
Just go on Hinge and just upload dates at the same place, same time.
I'm fucking trying. Don't worry.
And just they all just
Turn
appear
up.
here.
Yeah.
Turn up at all of them, just turn up at the wedding.
My elo on Hinge is too low now. And we're straight back to the beginning of the show. Fucking. We start as we end.
Maybe your combined efforts
What, my combined efforts on the
with
podcast?
C-Dawg and
I reckon we combine our hinges into one.
No, I'm not
Next
interested.
episode will
You're
be
going to drag me
mega
down.
hinge.
You're
Next
going to
episode
drag me
Power
down.
Rangers.
Oh yeah, Matt's hinge has to be next.
You'll drag me down too far.
Yes.
Is your Eli that
must.
You'll drag me down into the couple.
I've seen your matches. Your Eli's not that high.
What are you
Whoa!
Oh, actually, he might be slightly high. Might be slightly high.
Does that hurt?
No, he's a handsome man.
Who said I was a man?
Got twisty strands the whole time. And that's why I don't like him. It wasn't enough for us there.
You've got 30 seconds to wrap up.
We've got 30 seconds. Thank you very much for listening to the Bash Show. I've been your host, Bash. Joining me as always is...
Is Matt. Thank you very much for having me.
Becky.
The robot.
And C-Dawg, I'm appreciative of the debut.
Yeah, welcome to the debut of the show. Your accent's all
Much
of a sudden
love to the
become
viewers.
A bit champion.
Yeah, very strong.
I hope you guys tune in again.
Yeah.